Welcome back. And today I'm talking about how to fix your business mistakes with this one method. What's the method? It's called skill, and I'm breaking it down right now. In the last video, I talked about the 6 business mistakes that business owners make. And they're some of the worst ones, but they're ones that I've noticed in my hundreds of hours of business coaching. Today, I want to talk about how to fix it, the antidote to those stupid mistakes with one word, skill. Now, skill is an acronym, and it stands for structured operation, knowledge expansion, implementation focus, leadership development, and long-term strategic planning. So let's get to it. The first way that you can fix your business mistakes is by structuring your operation. Having a structured operation helps you to recognize bottlenecks. It helps you to recognize what processes need to be improved. It also helps you to recognize how you can actually deliver your customer service and your employee services in a way that brings both of your stakeholders together and allows them the most efficient, well-meaningful, white glove operation that you can possibly muster. Some of the common things I've seen with small business owners is that they have these unorganized, cluttered operations, no structure, no policies. They don't have anywhere to actually find some of the policies that they have. And worse, if you're an employee of this company, they don't have anywhere where they can go and reference these policies that they need to be able to deliver at a high level that the business owner asked them. Customers often have no idea what a return policy is, or what the program is, or what's going to happen when they become a new customer. Their business is completely unstructured. The first way that you can fix bad business mistakes is to structure your operation. For instance, from the standpoint of if you're selling to someone, whether it's a product or a service, go think about the transaction from the other side of the counter, like I said before in the previous video. How do your customers see this transaction? How do they feel about what they've experienced? From the employee side, how do you think your employees are going to perceive this new policy or procedure that you're putting into place? One of the ways that you can structure operation is to create a policy, train on the policy, and then show both your customers and your employees where they can find that policy or procedure. So that's on the employee side. Create the policy, train on the policy, and then house that policy somewhere. On the customer side, roadmap them so they know what it's like to be a customer of yours. The second thing is that you show them what it's going to be like once they sign up. The third thing is you make sure that when you're implementing or following up with your customer, whether it's you have a product or a service, that you actually deliver every single thing that you've previously promised to them. That is how you create structure in an organization that actually can win the day. And then the last piece of creating a structured organization is tracking numbers by having numbers through your key performance indicators, where you can take a look to see how you delivered on all those things that you've laid out on both the employee side and on the customer side. The second thing that you want to do, the K in skill, is knowledge expansion. Well, how do you fix stupid business mistakes, or the 6 business mistakes I talked about in the previous video? Is you have to expand your knowledge. Coming into business and only learning through mistakes that's a way to learn, but that shouldn't be your only way. You should embark on trying to find books, podcasts, blogs that explain different and various aspects of business operation, and you need to dive into those. It's important to do 2 things to get knowledge 2 ways. You want to look to your industry to see what your industry is doing to solve some of the problems and challenges and how they're looking to the future so that you can future-proof your business and you can create solutions for that. And on the other side, you also want to look at other industries to see what other industries are doing to solve some of the similar challenges that you may have. The only way you're going to do that is by either going to industry events, networking and creating connections, hiring a coach like myself, or making sure that you embark on a learning journey. I remember that when I closed one of my first businesses, when I first started, I had a big knowledge gap. So subsequent years, what I did was I just invested in going to industry events, in reading books, and talking to people who were further ahead than I was, and it made all the difference in the world. It really changed my outlook on how to operate my business, and you can do the same thing if you just embark on the quest of knowledge expansion. There's a line from the famed economist Thomas Sowell who said, "It takes an immense amount of knowledge to understand the extent of one's own ignorance." So, in order for you to close the knowledge gap and to close that ignorance gap, you need to take your knowledge about, in this case, business operations, how to run them, and how to proactively solve problems. One of the ways to do it is you could always follow my Common Sense podcast. The fact that you're watching this video is great. Make sure you go to micah-logan.com and get some of the resources there that can also help educate you as well. So this brings us to the I in skill, trying to fix some of these common business mistakes. The I stands for being implementation focused. If you are implementation focused, that means that once you create what is the structure of an idea, or once you create the outline of what you want to implement in your business for employees or for customers, that you're going to just implement it. There is absolutely no reason that these skills that you've just acquired through knowledge expansion should be sitting on the sideline. The first thing you should do once you elevate your skills through knowledge expansion is you need to implement. Implement the best idea possible. It does not matter when I implemented the previous idea, although you want there to be some space in your implementation just to make sure that there's not too many changes and it frustrates your employees or your customers. But you don't want these ideas in these skills to sit on the sideline. It's really important for you, after you've leveled up your knowledge or your skill set, to go right in and implement. In business, do not follow the idea of, I've always done it this way, so I should continue to do it this way. No, in business, the best idea wins, because the best idea drives profits. So what's the first L in skill, the antidote to stupid business mistakes? Well, that's leadership development. If you're going to lead your business, you have to learn how to become a leader.
I'm going to let you on a little secret about these telephones. They're not going to dial themselves, okay? Without you, they're just worthless hunks of plastic, like a loaded M16 without a trained Marine to pull the trigger.
You need to get coaching on the essentials of leadership. How do you make decisions? How do you become a beacon of strength in your community to help provide guidance to customers? How do you speak publicly and talk about your business? How do you present yourself in a way that people want to invest both time and resources in your business and choose your business over someone else's? Well, the only way to do that is to become a leader in your space. Become a thought leader. One of the things that I've done is I've started writing LinkedIn articles. LinkedIn articles led to my ability to write for actual business magazines. The way to do that is to just start writing. You want to become a thought leader. If you want to be taken seriously as someone in your space who may have the answers to the test, or may have the answers to something that's a long, hard-fought question that you're trying to solve the problem with in your community, then you need to become a thought leader. And what you want to do is you want to take a look. If you go to my YouTube channel, I did a whole video when I interviewed a thought leadership expert on thought leadership. In fact, you can find that right here on the contact card. And you can go right here and you can click on that. And in that conversation, we talk all about how to develop thought leadership. But becoming a thought leader and developing leadership skills through skill acquisition in leadership and getting coaching on that as well is going to take you far. That means that you're going to step out in front of your business and you're going to be able to navigate some of the worst things that may come up, whether it's high inflation, whether it's a recession, whether it's a pandemic, whatever it is. You'll be able to stand out, make decisions during, quote, wartime, which essentially is every day when you're battling for the same customer that 10 other businesses is, and you'll be able to make the decisions that actually move your business forward. Now, the last L in skill, which is your ability to prevent yourself from making unfixable mistakes is creating a long-term strategic plan. What are your goals for the future? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to be remembered for? I don't think that many business owners think about how they want to be remembered when they build their businesses. It's so important for you to think about that when you're developing your business. Long-term strategic planning will address such things as, how do you plan to exit your business? How many employees do you want to hire? Where do you want to locate your business? What kind of business do you actually want to start and be in? How much involvement do you want to have in your business? If you marry your long-term strategic plan and you create steps to get there along the way, you're going to build an impenetrable business. You should not think short-term when you're in business. Thinking short-term makes you vulnerable to the ebbs and the flows of economic cycles that may not be in your favor or may not be favorable. But if you take a long-term strategic view of the future in your business, not only will you future-proof your business, not only will you become a thought leader, not only will you expand your knowledge and your skills, not only will you create a structured organization that actually shows how your employees and customers can interact with you at a higher level, but you'll be able to create a plan for your business that is chartable and that can grow and that people can get behind. If you walked into an investor pitch meeting and you did not have a plan for what your vision is and what your long-term strategic focus should be, no one's going to invest in you. You need to be thinking about what your business looks like in 10 years. Think about it like the E-Myth says. The E-Myth talks about business in terms of maturity cycles. If you were to think about your business when it's fully mature, meaning you had all the funding in the world that you needed, and you could just operate your business the way that it's most optimal in its most optimal financial and deliverable situation, what would it look like at full maturity, at adulthood? What would your business look like? That's how you want to plan for long-term strategic planning. If you could take a crystal ball and look into the future and see how your business would actually function, how do you get there? And plan what you need to do every step of the way in order to make that long-term strategic plan happen. Until then, what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at this video, because this video right here is going to actually show you how you continue to grow your business, how you expand it. I want you to start thinking about ways where you can implement some of the solutions that we're talking about. If you haven't been able to take a look at the 6 super mistakes and you just skip to this video, take a look at this one right here. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do to avoid in order to be successful. I'm Micah, and I'll talk to you later.